All right. Let me just move my keyboard out of the way here and get my microphone all lined up. So, I'm doing something a little different this time, guys. Make sure you let me know if microphone audio is good and all that. So, I noticed in the last few streams I've done for this, the audio's been kind of choppy, and the video sometimes goes a little funky. So, I've changed the way that I'm streaming my phone to my computer. Of course, the flip side of this is there's no audio. So I'm going to leave it to you guys. Don't me just loop some OST stuff from GBGW, or should I play some music? Doesn't really matter to me. Anyways, we'll get going with this. I'll take a look at the chat in a moment because I do want to get this review going. I want to open the windows and get some cold air in here because it is hot. I don't know about where you guys live, but it is way warmer than it should be. Alright, chaotic chip exchange. Let's look at the chaos. GBGW music? Yeah, okay, cool. I'll just play that on loop here in the background. Let me know if it's too loud or anything. Okay, just something nice and quiet in the back. Okay. Maybe next time we'll change it up, play something else. I have some music sitting on standby, so... Okay, Chaos Gundam. Let's take a look. What do we got? Armor. Okay. Well, the shot attack's actually a little higher than average for a welfare machine, which I think's pretty cool. Okay. Middle shooter job, EX skill damage. Okay, so that's a flat number. That's going to be pretty much useless. Mid-range Gundam type. So the tags on the head are pretty much worthless, but it does actually have some rather impressive shot attack for a welfare part. Unfortunately, even fully capped out, it's still a lot lower than I'd like it to be, but it is what it is. Okay. What about the chest? Okay. 1147 defense. Wow. So typically, the torso would have a very high armor value, typically above a K, and the offensive stats look about average. This one seems to be focusing a lot more on the melee defense, which is odd when you think about it, because the Chaos wasn't really much. It was definitely more for long range with the weapon pods and everything. Anyways, mid-range Gundam type, CIWS, B plus D, so it's going to hit like a wet noodle. Okay, no, let's keep going. What about the arms? You are right, Glass. It's not often you see CIWS on the chest. Typically, it's, yeah, on the head. Because it's always CIWS on the head. When two enemies are shot down, boost job gauge by 40. Okay, now just so you guys know, because I have spoken to some people about this based on what happened last week. This only triggers once. When you've shot down two enemies, this trait will activate, and that's it. So, food for thought. They'd typically be pretty powerful in the arena, in the 3v3 section, but outside of that, for normal fights, and in multi-missions, they're not going to do anything. So, anyways. Mid-range, high mobility, 1440 melee attack. Okay. So you're taking a huge hit on the amount of melee attack that you have on the suit. The shot attack is low. The part trait is practically useless. It activates only once and 40%. And the tags. Okay, arms are gone. Backpack, are you our funnel? Oh no, you're the okay, cool. The multi-phase. A minus D, okay. Average stats for a backpack, mid-range transformer. So this would be something that you'd pick up mainly for the tags, I guess, for like builder's training, because wow, this suit's just not... Beam Saber? 1440 melee attack, when... Ooh, okay. When C power is under 500,000, EX skill power boosted by 1%. Now, this might not be very useful for players that have extremely set up suits, but for players that are new to the game, this can be a very good pinch thing to put in for your suit, because a 25% EX skill power boost, because this would go on a shot machine, right? For a melee suit, you'd want something that actually does like offensive stuff, unless you're doing something very specific. But for newer players, you're not going to break the 500k requirement, but this may also be useful if they ever bring a C power requirements to things like multi-missions or arenas. So I would say pick this up and max it out and just leave it sitting around. It's not like you're, really nothing else to spend on, at least that we've seen yet. Unfortunately, the word tags mid-range and Gundam type are practically useless. Okay, beam gun. 2600 shot attack. Okay, so that's a little higher than average for welfare. Mid-range transformer, middle shooter. Okay, so that's a useless trait. Okay. Like, it's okay. That's really all it is. Like, it's not good, it's not great, it's just okay. Alright, shield. Cruising mobile shield. Oh, the chain guns. B plus D. You can move while firing, mid-range, high mobility. No offensive stats on it. Okay, it's a part. Is it a good part? Based on what's available? It's gonna be a tough sell. It's gonna be a real tough sell. One day crit will be meta. One day. That's gonna be in such a far-flung future, my man. Okay, and Sting Oakley. Now, I actually completely forgot we get a pilot during Sokai, because it's been a while since we had one, so my apologies on that. I should have talked about him during the video I did a couple of days ago. I apologize for that. Long and short, Sting Oakley is another druggie, and like I said, he was a real flash in the pan. He was there, and then he wasn't. And then he showed up later in the Destroy Gundam and jobbed again. I feel really bad for him, because if you go back and look at the original Seed druggie trio, they were actually like all relatively developed. And then you go to Destiny and they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna forget the green one this time, screw it. Shawnee was too edgy in Seed, we're not gonna do the green one again. Okay. Anyways, when one ally shot down, all damage... Okay, that's a flat value, that's practically worthless. Transformer mid-range tags. Again, that's a BT thing at this point. And the stats are just... Yeah, no. Not for an outfighter. Actually, no, sorry, that's a mid-shooter. Okay. Well, that's... Nope. Okay, what's in the gear section? Nothing new. Item section, nothing new. And other, nothing new. Someone actually brought up that we haven't really been seeing like the logos and stuff like that for series put into the shop anymore. So, they're right. But I guess we're getting that through other means now. Anyways, let's move on to the gacha, because I figure that's what everyone really came here for, was my opinion on the gacha suits. We'll start with V2. Alright. 2754, head-mounted, Vulcan, Gundam type. I don't like the Gundam type tag, as common as it is, because frankly, it's just not a very useful tag with what it does. High mobility, again, it doesn't really do anything that I think is very helpful. So, they're tags that are interesting, but I don't think making a build around them, other than for thematic reasons, is a great idea. The head is just, the EX skill kind of ruined it. With rifle category equipped, buff EX skill effect up 22. Significant melee attack on that chest, a good chunk of armor, Gundam type, high mobility, unfortunately. Okay. The trait sounds interesting enough on paper, I guess, but the problem is, a buff skill effect getting increased by 22%, it only goes so far, so... And as well, it's a Sokai, you're only going to get it at level 1, right? 4%. It's not worth it. Not worth it at all. Okay. Vertical Saber Spin. This is on the arms. AD spread, you lower your enemy's beam resist. Gun type, high mobility. And that is nice melee attack. But this does have an integrated shield, so it definitely will have inflated stats as it takes 2 slots. So, Single-handedly, this is now the highest melee attack part in the game, which is cool. Unfortunately, the word tags and the EX skill do leave a lot to be desired. So this is an amazing stat stick if you manage to get your hands on it, but I will reiterate, this is a Sokai suit, meaning if you are wanting to max the EX skill, you're going to be throwing a lot at this. Thankfully, the EX skill is not that useful, so if you're looking for a stat stick, yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good go. Bail arm's still better. Yeah, if you're going to min-max a suit out, for sure. But if you're just kind of looking for something to fill a slot up, you know, stat stick, they're good. There's obviously going to be better. Best in slot is best in slot kind of stuff, right? And even that can, I guess, still be debated. Okay, well, pro tag. Enemy melee power reduced. Now, what's it at level 1? Because that's what most people are going to get. 17%. Okay, well, let's average that out. Most people will be running a 20k melee attack suit. 17% is almost 4k. That's like, what, 3.6-ish? 3.5? No, a little more than 3.5. So you're looking at reducing their stat pool by, yeah, that's a decent chunk. Okay. It has decent melee attack specs on it. It has a pro tag on it, which at least gives it a saving grace tag. Okay. Now, this would be very useful to put either on a main suit or a support suit. Obviously, it depends on what your main suit's currently running as EX skills. If you're running bisect, you're probably going to want to stick with that. But if you're looking at a support suit, this might be a very good set of legs to put on it, as being able to reduce the enemy's melee attack by 17% can make or break a fight. Remember that damage numbers in GBGW aren't flat. This is not a linear increase. So if I have 17k attack and I hit you versus 20k attack and hit you, the damage values are going to be exponentially different. Being able to reduce the numbers can mean the difference between you surviving the enemy's cutscene EX skill or dying to it. Does that really matter at the end of the day? No, because as I went over with my video talking to Scuba Sage, actually what he went over mostly, arena meta is all speed. Not the tribute, but the faster you clear it, the better. So you shouldn't even be taking enemy EX skills. Anyways, I go a little off topic there. They're very interesting parts. They go into very specific builds. General use, I don't think so. Alright, backpack. Wings of Light. Yep, there it is. A+C. You get a recovery and melee attack if your squad gets boosted by 1%. What's it at level 1? 20. Okay, it's a healthy boost. Decent melee attack. Yeah, the V2 has a very high base melee multiplier. I like that. Pro tag as well. That's a nice backpack, actually. Yeah, A+C. I'd say that's a very nice backpack, honestly. On paper, it looks to be quite nice for a melee build. You get great stats out of it, a good-looking EX skill, a lot of buffs out of it, and pro tag. There's really not much more you can ask for from it, I guess. You know, if you're looking for an EX skill to fill the void. Would I roll on this banner just for the back? It's not that good. Beam Rifle. 3-5-4-3 shot attack with speed attribute, EX skill power boosted by 1%. That's going to be what, 19? 17. Okay. Gundam type, pro tag. Oh, we don't want mark on there. Okay. That's a pretty decent rifle. The EX skill power boost is nice when you're speed, because I know some people do run speed in the arena on their builds. This would be great for a melee suit, obviously with pro tag and the trait. That's nice, actually. So that's 2 decent parts in here, and the legs are kind of on the iffy maybe chain. Not bad. Not bad, actually. Hey. Yeah, Storm, I'd say decent, because frankly, when you look at the history we've had so far with Sokai parts, it's a real hit or miss. And on average, we'll typically have maybe 1 good part per pool to roll for. At least with this banner, for the V2 at least, there's more than 1 decent part you can obtain that's on rate up. So it's a game of averages in that sense. Well, Mike, it's not so much I'm having a distaste for mark drop rates. It's just I don't like looking at the mark numbers because when you get this part, you're not going to have a gold mark to immediately slot in it. And frankly, you can ballpark the stat values. Actually, the best way to put it is it doesn't matter what the mark value is for the part because it's all percent based growth, meaning the higher the base stats are, the better it's going to be with a gold mark. So it doesn't actually matter. Okay, Reborns. With power attribute, boost funnel uptime. Okay, I went into a long spiel about funnel uptimes in the past. You guys know how I feel about that. So I'm not going to go into it again. Very high shot attack. One of the higher ones, I think, actually. I think that's ceiling of the highest. Gundam type. Okay, at least it has the high firepower tag. I'm surprised it doesn't have ace exclusive, because I would argue that Ribbons was an ace. He was a jerk, but he was an ace. That's for sure. So very nice shot attack specs, high firepower tag. Unfortunately has Gundam type, and the part trait is currently not very useful. If they increase the offensive capabilities of funnels, or not offensive capabilities, but the offensiveness of funnels, I think it'll be worth. All right, let's take a look at the chest here. Okay, 1422 shot attack. That's actually really nice for a chest. Gundam type, close combat. Ooh, why do you have close combat with those stats? Long shooter, shooting power boosted. So that'll just be a flat boost to all shooting stuff, okay. Damn, if only that was like ace exclusive or high firepower instead of close combat. That would have been amazing. Unfortunately, the tags. So this chest would be a stat stick. If you're going to get your hands on it, this is a definite stat stick, so. Okay. I have to keep drinking water because it's too friggin' hot in here. Okay. So, overall with the chest, it's a great part, stat stick wise. Why do they do this? They give it such like a nice first look, and then you look at the rest of it and you're just like, oh, and it kills you on the inside. Okay. What do we got? Let's look at the arms. Trans Am, okay, they put on the arms instead of the chest. Speed, melee attack, shot attack, and at level 1, okay, that's passable, a 10% boost, and shot attack boost, okay. Yeah, 20% shot attack boost I think is actually pretty good when you think about it at the end of the day, but I don't know if it's worth a whole Trans Am slot, because you can get Trans Am maxed out from other sources, which would give you and yield a higher result, but those will have higher locks behind them. Oh. Very high shot attack, Gundam type, again, close combat. Why? You're a shot machine. Why do you keep... Why? It's literally all I have to say is why. Gosh, man. Okay, small GN fins. A plus C minus, so they're gonna hit like wet noodles, high firepower Gundam type, very decent specs for legs, just shy of 1k for shot attack. Unfortunately, the funnels, it's just they're not. No. Funnels just aren't that good right now, unfortunately. At least non power funnels, I should specify. Alright, backpack. Reborns cannon mode. DA. Nice beam shot. What's the cooldown? 20 seconds. Cutscene. Perform a combo. Raise your squad speed, recover, and shot attack boost. Gundam type transfer. God, it was so good until I got to the word tags. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, Muhammad, you're right. It is a stat stick Sokai. Oh. Yeah, it's a great skill. It's just the word tags completely ruin it. These are all stat sticks. That's all this suit is. This is just stat sticks. Large GN Beam Saber, Gundam type, close combat, 25... Why? Why do you give it close combat and such a low melee attack? Before 15 seconds EX... Okay, so this is a racer sword. You put this on a suit that rushes out EX skills. This is your moneymaker right here. Okay. Is it worth rolling for exclusively? No, not at all. But it's so far the best part of the suit, as it actually has a cohesive theme. Close combat, and an EX skill power boost. Unfortunately, you're losing a good chunk of melee attack from this. It wounds me. GN Buster Rifle. Come on. Come on. When buffed, reduce cooldown by 50%. Whoa. Okay. Now, the usefulness of this part heavily depends on what this wording actually means. So, if I currently have skills on cooldown, and then I get a buff, do all my cooldowns get reduced by X%? Or, when somebody buffs me, do all my skills get a 50% cooldown applied to them on their next use? There is a big difference between the wording of these two. And that purely will determine how good this part is. If a skill has to be on cooldown before this activates, then it only has limited use. If CD is reduced, or a stack, I guess, is set, and when a skill is used, 50% is removed, or 50% is removed when active when this gets activated, then okay, that's very good. But long and short, if this only works if a skill is currently on cooldown, it's just not that great, in my opinion. Being able to, for example, okay, if you're currently running the Gyujin Rebake Shield, and you're using the Halberd Throw, that has a very short cooldown at EX10. If you're able to half that, so you throw it, and then you can throw it again within 3 to 4 seconds, you can just ignore any other EX skill practically. That's more than enough to clear an arena fight if you don't care about getting extremely high multiplier ratings. But the flip side is, if you're required to use it and then buff, and then it would go on cooldown by 50%, then you're going to be losing a lot of damage from it. So it's kind of a it depends on how this gets applied. Gundam type, high firepower, 3,952 shot attack, so it's at least on the higher end scope of shot weapons, and it has a high firepower tag. It's okay. It could be very good depending on what the trait actually does. Overall, oh, there's one part left. The shield. Okay. Gundam type transformer. Decent specs, very nice shot attack, I like that. Small GN fin fangs, again, A+, C-. So there's 2 sets of funnels. Okay. So, overall, for Reborns, the stats on the suit are very good. Like, amazingly good. However, it suffers heavily because the word tags don't complement it at all. And even though I have a disdain for people making builds purely focused around a word tag, the length that this game has been out and the general amount of parts people have at this point means that most of us can build a suit with at least 1 to 2 active tags, sometimes even 3. So building a suit without any tags now is just losing 10 to 15% of an offensive stat. Is it worth it? Maybe. You can probably make something work with these parts. Not saying you can't. I'm just saying in terms of what parts are currently meta and what skills and traits are currently meta, none of these parts fit in. Even the V2 Gundam suffers from the same deal, where they're both stat stick suits. They have insanely good spreads in the offensive categories, but unfortunately either the trait, the EX skill, or the tags gimps them in some fashion. And I loathe to say that because I love the aesthetics of both suits. but that's just what's happened. I'm not saying don't roll for them if you like these suits. Absolutely. You know, they're good suits. They have great numbers. They're just not going to be meta parts, at least looking at the way it is, because they all require you to have other parts fill the slots for your word tags. So if you can do that, yeah, power to you. You're getting a great stat stick, but otherwise, yeah. Anyways, let's look at the pilots and get this over with, because my phone is starting to heat up. And the last thing I need is another thing in this room that's cooking. All right, let's look at our 3-star here. Rosemary Raspberry. After 15 seconds, pass projectile speed boost. Why? Mid-range force base. You know what? At least she has a higher spread than a lot of the 4-star pilots we have. So congratulations, Raspberry. You've kind of made a name for yourself there as not being really that bad. You're better than some 4-stars. Congrats. All right, and what about... Oh, okay, so they decide Ple-Twelve. 1602 melee attack, when buffed, EX skill piercing, high firepower, close combat. So this is a very interesting pilot. So it has amazing melee attack to it. It's what, second highest in the game, because the next highest is 1700 with Dolman and whatever. The trait, that's the only part of this I'm kind of confused, because I know some people have been saying that Pierce is pretty good. My issue with Pierce is we don't really have a damage formula to know exactly how good it is. And also, power is much more important than Pierce when you're looking at an EX skill. Almost, why would you really care about anything else at that point? You're not going to get her EX10, most likely. You're probably going to get her EX1. And if we look at her EX1, 10%. Comes with great word tags, high firepower, close combat. However, the trait's just, I just don't think the trait is really that good for this pilot. But if you don't need the trait, if you just want the tags, if you just want the melee attack, yeah. Is she the best melee pilot? God, no. Is she a good melee pilot? Well, if you consider the last couple pilots we've had, yeah, I'd say she's definitely in the top tier. Man. An outfighter, though, not an infighter. I guess that's the one big demerit. Man. Interesting. Well, this is definitely a set of banners that I look at, and I think if you like the characters, if you like the suits, then definitely roll for them. Other than that, this is definitely a Sokai you can skip and not feel bad about it, because none of these parts to me really stick out or really made me go like, yeah, that's great. Some of them started like that, but yeah. Oh boy. Well, it is what it is. Anyways, I guess I'll wrap up the video here, because yeah, there's nothing left to talk about. I will most likely end up streaming Phantasy Star Online 2 tomorrow, as that's finally releasing for PC, and I am super excited for that. That's going to be kind of something I put a lot of hours into over the next long period of time. So if any of you are interested or planning on playing PSO2, join the Discord. I have it in the description of the video there. My Discord, not the New Type Labs. And yeah, get your PSO2 roll and join me and some of the other subscribers, because we're all going to be playing at launch and playing a lot of the games. So anyways, peace out, guys. I will see you in the next video, whenever that is.